Gerard Moreno. We are underway to start out this second leg. Barcelona knows what needs to be done. Could not get the road goal. So they need to do better than Espanyol. A road goal for Espanyol here today makes things a bit more difficult. But then again, you look at the way Barcelona has been playing of late. I'm not sure there is a mountain high enough to stop them.
Well, that's the way the script is written, but it seldom ever turns out that way without one or two big bumps and swerves in the road. Barcelona's got to keep the back door well and truly locked, because this Espanyol team showed, man, that they have a serious bite and can sting you as Blondie starts to ping it around.
And as you mentioned in the pregame, they did get a look at what happened yesterday. Even with a road goal, Real Madrid maybe taking it a bit too casually. Busquets lunges, but no one there on the receiving end, slides straight into the path of Granero.
Step in by David Lopez, that mask not doing anything to inhibit his peripheral vision. The captain stepping through and just touching it away from Busquets.
Good look at Victor Sanchez. Grew up at La Masia, spent 6 seasons there before moving on to Neuchâtel and back finally to La Liga with Espanyol.
Another good reach in. Granero this time.
Barcelona in the Blaugrana.
Lovely touch.
Moving up towards Suarez. Looking for a foul, but none coming.
It's a strange one. Looked as if he was being wrapped up in cellophane from behind. Take a look. Referee unsighted, and I'll tell you what, Mr. Magoo is laughing. It's a certain pull down, wasn't it?
Mateo Lajos doesn't laugh. 3 minutes in.
I like him.
One of the better refs in Spain, but occasionally he does have you scratching your head at times. Not easy being a ref. Iniesta dragging 3 defenders with him.
Well played. Waiting and hoping for that moment that the window would open for him as Coutinho and Yari look on. They may get in, depending on what the scoreline is. And Barcelona got a welcoming game perhaps waiting for them at the weekend. For a full debut, we will wait and see, of course, if they are held off to play against Deportivo Alaves next week.
Messi measures, drives it in between, elbow cross, and it's parried away by Navarro.
Again, the gasps around the place when Messi invents his passing lanes is amazing. Again, look at this. A touch as soft as a snowflake falling on a winter's night by Messi. Amazing vision, incredible touch, and that one would be pulled back for Suarez sweeping in.
Driven in from the corner, glances away. Victor Sanchez tries to get rid of it, but can't. The weight, the power that was behind that pass. Normally you see them lofted. Messi making up new ways. Alba. Umtiti. The platinum blonde Rakitic somehow pulls it down.
He's playing a good step in again there by Victor Sanchez, the ex-Barca man.
Making the run Suarez, but Vidal elects to retreat. Sergio Roberto. And back for Umtiti. Iniesta with a clipped shot. Ronaldo getting a touch. Slammed long. Umtiti in good position, and Iniesta keeps it in. Nice round of applause.
This Espanyol team come in after a bit of a shellacking in the last league game they played against the resurgent Sevilla. 3-0 was the beating that the Sevillistas put on the Parakeets. Got to respond from that. bit is in between their teeth, holding on to this 1-0 lead over the first leg.
Vidal tries to get the one touch in. Hermoso over to parry it away.
Of course, is going to have to be the main operative by Quique Sanchez-Flores. He was a right back in his tremendous career, so he knows how the defensive lines are drawn up. He's relying on a lot of youth on the backfield. Navarro and Hermoso, both 22-year-old.
Towards the spot, soft touch from David Lopez. And then left for Vidal to scramble back and win. Quique Sanchez-Flores, Ernesto Valverde. Same era, one through Real Madrid, the other through Barcelona. Mutual respect, though.
No matter how the game's played, this Barcelona side under Valverde extremely patient, as they've been under all the other coaches as well. But I think we saw it against Real Betis, where it was a tight game for so long. There's no forcing of it. They're very patient. It's usually death by 1,000 passes with Busquets' men, and they'll wait and try to wear Gerard's men down in their possession game.
Kluivert and company all looking in, a chance to be a bit part in the history on display here today. And on the other side, a man who has caused more than his share of headaches and heartaches, Raúl Temudo.
Yeah, and the greats for Espanyol, ever beloved. Sergio Roberto dropped back into that wing-back position, and it'll be interesting to see how this chemistry works out with Alex Vidal and him exchanging defensive and offensive duties.
Spinning away Iniesta.
Absolutely beautiful.
Suarez wide. Alba just a little too hard. And then Suarez trying to knock it out for the corner, instead knocks.
There was no reason that
Navarro
Alba
out.
needed to be as flaky with his pass. It was an easy A to B pass, but as you said, Phil, got it wrong. Wow.
And his extras.
Lajos gives Suarez a yellow card after we saw that initial pull down, and that is lingering in the mind of Suarez. Take a look, keeps it in nicely, battling away, tries to get the ball. The defender comes across him. It's a little harsh.
Espanyol.
See if Lajos calls them both ways. It's Messi.
Slipping through from Messi. Suarez tried to stay on, but Naldo on the right side. Took 88 minutes for Navarro, the man who was knocked to the ground by Suarez, to find the youngster Oscar Melendo. Cracking goal. But Barcelona a little sharper today, to say the least. Lopez can't stop Messi. Right foots it in. Into the middle for Luis Suarez. Vidal to Suarez, and it was Messi, the brains of it all.
Messi, of course, is the instigator, but we've got to share the blame here around the Espanyol defense and layoff. And initially, Messi just opens him up like a fresh fish. When we look at it again, it's Messi, and he's playing rock, paper, scissors with this defense. He go to the left or the right or through the middle. He goes to the right-hand side, and the pass is literally pixel perfect for Suarez. Bends it around, puts it right into a shot glass. This beautiful pint of beer from Alex Vidal, and Suarez sweeps in like a Maltese Falcon. Absolutely wonderful finish. And again, the pass wasn't as much produced as it was ventilated. Top class. The right pass, again, 3 times picked out. The Messi one, and then the Vidal one, and then the pass from the head of Suarez in this place is levitating, and so is Coutinho. He likes what he sees.
Ball into the area, into the middle. Moreno parried away Ter Stegen. That would have been a huge goal.
Espanyol strike, gets it, but it's right at Ter Stegen from Gerard Moreno. Nice setup, The opportunity presents itself, Bill, but he doesn't get an angle on it. It's harsh, but that's where you've got to look to take the full advantage. The ball's played in and won by Umtiti. It falls nicely here. Snap, crackle, pop. The left foot, he's got no time to razzle it. And that had taken a hell of a shot to beat ter Stegen from that distance, that angle.
If that would have gone in, it would have meant Barcelona would need to score 3 to advance and would have eliminated added time and penalties, but it didn't.
The threat is still there until they get the second one, as you rightfully point out, Phil. Been a tremendous start by Barca. Espanyol put to the sword by a wonderful, wonderful ball by Alex Vidal.
Also a key for Espanyol not to be depressed, shall we say, about allowing the goal. A little stumble by Pau Lopez.
Yeah, realized he couldn't pick it up.
But even should Barcelona score a second, all Espanyol would need would be 1 to advance. So they just need to be focused, try and keep it close. All the way across, headed back by Sanchez. Navarro just blasts it to the Barca end.
Absolutely right, Phil. It's still and will be on a knife's edge for Quique Sanchez.
Looks like he trimmed the beard a bit. Not quite the wild man look we have seen. Touches back off of Jordi Alba. Throw in for Barca. Quique Sanchez Flores, a wanted man in this transfer window himself. Clubs in England trying to pry him away, but showing his loyalty.
Confidence booster that would be for Alex Vidal. He's played some really nice cameo performances and he's had his ups and downs decidedly, but that was a singing pass that was truly out of Iniesta and Messi's book. You can't get a higher compliment than that.
Also saw him come back with some defensive intensity, win a ball back earlier.
That's all right, Phil. Any
coaches notice those things.
Any donkey can do that stuff.
Down goes Busquets. Moreno clatters in, but advantage played.
This pass was a pearler. And again,
Sergio Roberto impeded on that far side by Aron.
It's a good indication of this referee, Mateo Lajos, a little slow with his whistle. It was the referee's assistant that was raising the flag way before. And then this one is played on, and Lajos saying that the tackle got the ball before Busquets, another debatable one.
Electing to go with advantage, which eventually dissipated 13 minutes in.
No chance for the keeper on the goal.
One note, there was a defensive change from the last match, sticking Mario Hermoso in instead of the Nicaraguan-born Costa Rican Oscar Duarte. In towards Piqué.
Well cut out by Martin.
Aaron Martin launching it, and again straight back to Alba. Oscar Duarte did well on that back line. Iniesta doing brilliant here.
As Iniesta pulls his big red cape out and says ole, and the crowd absolutely reveling in those flashes of just pure magic.
Rakitic, Vidal, again trying anything they can to prevent Barca from getting into those corners. And they'll do it at least as long as Mateo Laos lets them. Here's Umtiti. Mentioned they might await their debut, Mina and Coutinho, for the Alaves match here at the Nou Camp on the weekend.
So these two teams meet again. Reaction from Coutinho on the bench after the first goal. He was celebrating like a Brazilian, partying like a Brazilian. Coutinho.
In towards Messi. One-on-one. Now drives into the midst.
Nicely
settled by Suarez. Rakitic was waiting.
Wonderful settle, and Rakitic can it hit the next gear to get onto that ball that Suarez took under severe pressure, controlled it beautifully, but nobody there to follow up with the razzle.
On Sunday, Espanyol will travel to Leganés, who had a bit of a derby win of their own, maybe one of the biggest victories in club history.
One of them?
Well, they did have that one against Mirandes, which got them promoted to the top flight.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure that'll go down with beating Real Madrid at the Bernabeu.
That's the one that made all the world headlines. I remember that one. Who was it?
Mirandes. Mirandes, Real Madrid.
I remember it fondly.
And then after that, these two teams will meet again at the RCDE in Cornellà El Prat.
It's a staggering result at the Santiago Bernabeu, and the vociferous whistles that greeted the Royal Whites after that game was as loud as we've ever heard it, Phil. And it just shows you, in the Copa del Rey, the King's Cup, these shocks can happen. And Espanyol certainly on the hook, but they've still got an absolutely big puncher's chance of getting back into this game.
Again, it's been a bit of a different Copa del Rey. Looking in the background, the youngster who was the hero, Oscar Melendo.
And he's gambling there now, though, Phil. The arm is around Suarez as they're stepping back. I'm not too sure if it was a total pull down, but he's inviting a call from the referee there.
And Mateo Laos is one of those that tends to accept those invitations. Take another look at the goal.
Again, zoom lenses for eyes, Alex Vidal here. Absolutely. And there's a question of offside, but the referee's flag stays down, and Iniesta raises his arms. This is an absolute jazzer of a ball here. He's never going to miss them, and he's worried that he might have been a half a step offside as well. We'll take a closer look. There's a sense of suspicion on it, but flag stays down. Vámonos. Goes by them again.
Roberto. Granero, a late whistle from Mateo Laos.
So many times this young player glides through the defence like Han Solo through an asteroid field, steering his ship through, and he invites, and very brave with his runs and responsible with them, Phil. He often takes out the first player and then the second one, and that opens so many opportunities for Barcelona's other players who are reading his run.
Messi from about 40. In for Piqué. Out comes Pau. And boy, did he.
Well, he had to. And he timed it to perfection. Piqué in, backing down. Brave run into the area. And Messi's pass just a little al dente.
Maybe by an inch.
Oh, what a ball!
Can he do it again? Vidal curls it. Suarez settles it. Taken back, though, by a Navarro. Cleared only as far as Iniesta. Now to Rakitic. Left foot. Navarro again in good position. Casually, Iniesta. Again, you wonder whether Quique Sanchez-Flores will question himself. Naldo playing on that right side with Hermoso on the left, trying to keep up with Luis Suarez, and Pau Lopez in place of Diego. They're scrambling, trying to stay in this right now. Yellow card against the former Real Madrid defender. Valencia needed penalties to knock off last year's finalist Alaves. Sevilla hounding Atletico Madrid. And then Leganés on away goals over Real. The final semi-finalist to be determined today. Messi again. This time going for goal. Thought Pau Lopez might be cheating, but the shot went high.
Well, he's a haircut away from it, isn't he? A wonderful placement, and no complaints from Piqué. He knows Pau's got to come and claim this one, and the momentum carries through him. He'll be fine. Nice warm bath waiting for him at home. Again, Naldo wearing Suarez's shirt. He's that close to him, and Suarez is going to have to be slippier than an eel, covered in Vaseline to get away from the big Brazilian, Phil.
Back comes Iniesta from an offside position. 56 degrees. Gorgeous conditions at the Nou Camp today.
These great replays that we're seeing, just how heavily each pass is contested by the Espanyol side. In full belief still that there's a goal within them. They've got the danger man.
Iniesta guides it back to Alba, still pressured. Nice takeaway by Victor Sanchez. Iniesta in the corner. It'll be a throw-in, but deep.
Feels Granero on him and just reaches to find out exactly where the pirate is and tries to play it over the top.
Headed back towards the 18. Moreno turns.
Ooh.
Darder into
Nice
the
lead.
area, stripped away Alba, and he'll just go off on the race.
Lucky.
Sergio Roberto has help on the overlap. The return blocked. Nearing the midway point of the opening half.
Said earlier, Phil, can you remember another player like Alex Vidal who had 9 clubs, then arrives at Barcelona? And there's not too many of them. A nice touch to settle. Well played.
Poked away by Naldo.
Well read by the big Brazilian exporting man out of Portugal. Another good win by the Budgies.
Sanchez gets it down the line. Rakitic over quickly, though. He got the last touch, said Pau Cebrian.
Trying to get a little bit more support around Moreno in these advanced positions once the ball does get played into the dangerous number 7.
Granero dispossessed by Busquets. Pops out for Rakitic. Down goes Messi. And cleanly, said Mateo Laos.
He's right on the spot. Referee looking down from his bird's nest there. It's a great ball.
Sanchez can't quite caress it. Takes it in the corner. Drives it across. Met on the volley by Granero, but the blast goes wide.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for Esteban to strike this. This ball comes popping in towards him. Take a look right there. Very difficult. He would have loved it to be a little bit overhit, sort of full volley. Just a leg side volley kiss home, perhaps, but it bounced right in front of him. Extremely difficult to put on target. But danger in the approach from the blue and whites.
Julen Lopetegui up in the stands looking on. A World Cup on the horizon, looking for a gem or two.
Magic pass.
But he can't have this one. Taken away cleanly. Hermoso with a pretty tackle, but Messi even better, and it deflects home to the promised land.
Yeah, Lionel! Amazing! He's there again! If he was told to be there or be square, he'd be both. Lionel Messi gets a look of a deflection here, but as ever, Phil, he's the ghost in the machine. There's no cogs in his game. It's all hocus pocus, and again, like smoke through a keyhole for Lionel. Wonderful pass to find him. It's a brilliant tackle. Wonderfully stepped in by Hermoso. But he says, I see you. I don't need you, lads. Again, it pops close to him. He arrows away. And take a look at this. He's driving away from the target. But he wraps that left foot violin around it and gets a little deflection. It may have been going in anyway.
Well, credit as well, though, Ray, to the man you pointed out earlier. It was Aleix Vidal who stepped in to knock the ball free after Hermoso had taken it off of Messi.
Yep.
And then the shot deflected off of Naldo. You have to feel sorry for Pau Lopez. Nothing he could do.
The deflection certainly took it out of his compass. We'll see again, it may have been heading into that area away from him because he had made that dive. All the celebs here today. A lot of Argentines arriving to watch the Argentine.
Lifted through, of course, the baby Buddha there as well, who played for both of these teams. Again for Espanyol, and it's hard when you've given up two like they have. In many ways, that goal means nothing after the first went in. Messi letting his thoughts be known. Again, we are just an Espanyol goal away. Barcelona needs a third to really get on easy street.
You can see sometimes when a player gets angered by that, it can be like pouring petrol on a fire.
Oh, chance again. Bounces up. Oh, Suarez on the wrong side.
Well.
Rakitic back. Suarez with Messi. Messi in the box with three. Then they disappear. But tackled away. Goal kick.
Young Hermoso, I believe, does a great job of putting the cork in the bottle as it is being shaken and is about to go pop. Yep. Wonderful defending here. A little bit clumsy with his clearance in the end, young Mario. But he did the job, and then they all converge like metal filings to a magnet. And no way through that time for the medicine man.
What a settle by Suarez into the kick of Roberto, and just off stride.
And no left foot to push this one home. He's already made his mind up. Swing with the right, but brilliant approach play. It was Vidal again that pulled out another peacock out of his magic hat for a brilliant ball for Sergio Roberto, Phil. Tremendous penetrative football. And take a look at that again. This was the pieces of the puzzle coming together beautifully.
You looked at what would be the opposite of a shopping list? A selling list. Arda Turan was on it. Mascherano was as well. Andre Gomes maybe with a question mark next to it, but Aleix Vidal is another one that many thought would be on his way out this winter. Ernesto Valverde showing faith. Maybe he's in the shop window, but his price has probably gone up.
No probability about it. The performance that he's putting on that right side tonight. He's getting a lot of good vibe as well from the man behind him, Sergio Roberto.
Titi. Under pressure, Ter Stegen had to come up with a huge save just seconds after Barcelona's first. Played back, and Ter Stegen.
On the bounce as well. Never the happiest of invites for the goalkeeper. However good they are on their feet, he dealt with it well. Finally, this referee gives a call to Messi, and the crowd let him know. Take a look. See you later. Kick around the knee. He's used to that.
Sergi Darder, the naughty boy.
And again, A little bit of contempt shown towards the referee by Leo in his own cheeky way. I think this is a referee who actually enjoys the derision that he gets from crowds. He doesn't back down.
Likes the give and take with the players as well.
Yeah, seen him smile once. Bad ball.
Like a shark. Tips back in, but beyond Moreno, Umtiti to midfield. Suarez backing up on the Brazilian. And fouled against Naldo.
And finally putting his hands together saying thank you. And Naldo saying never touched him, ref. Pinocchio. Wonderful Leoff. There's a fabulous ball in the swing and a miss. And Sergio Busquets going the other way this time. Phil, can you read lips?
Final quarter hour of this opening stanza.
Got to get an app for that.
Iniesta.
Touch.
Messi caresses it through. Vidal just a half step late. So it looks like he said he thought it was going the other way.
This ball was a little bit overhit by Leo. Either way, I think the feet would have been a diamond.
Side footed away by Lopez. And it's blasted all the way into the Barca corner.
Nice tasty bit of space about this game here. As Espanyol still feel that they can find that killer touch that had put the Camp Nou on a little bit of unrest.
Vidal in, Messi back for Vidal, flag stays down, dropped for Suarez, but he doesn't meet it cleanly. Peels for a handball, but it seemed to pop up, and Mateo Lowe says no.
I think you may be right, Phil. Mark Navarro's very close to Suarez as this ball comes to him. Again, wonderful pyrotechnic passing by Barcelona, where one pass inevitably leads to another good pass. What do you think? The arms are behind him, well into his body. The ball strikes the arm, never a handball.
And the other thing you saw was Metelo had a clean look at it. Now Lopez gift wraps another one out of bounds. 2-1 Barcelona. They would be the fourth semi-finalist. But again, a goal for Espanyol would throw that equation out the window. Still an hour to go. Gracias Masha on that far side, honoring Mascherano before the match. And a lot of the stars showing up for both teams. Kicks off the heels of Rakitic.
I think he meant it.
Messi, but Naldo read that. Off the chest of Rakitic, back for Roberto. Messi impeded. Vidal tried to get out of the way. Finds Iniesta. Taps it over. Alba in for Messi. Oh, what a goal that would have been.
Well, this one cannot find the back of the net, unfortunately. Again, it would have been a typically Barcelona algebraic goal. A, B, C. Lovely pass this. Away from Suarez. And then the pull back for Messi with his right foot. And just pulls it wide. Great late arriving run. Again, knowing where the pass will come. But his hurtful run still, now it's just putting a gilt edge around the invite, saying feed me. Great football from Barca.
10 minutes remaining in this opening stanza. Piqué over to Roberto, not panicking. Espanyol trying to pin Barca in. Now they'll try the left. Alba. Iniesta is dispossessed. A blast from Alba right to the path of Busquets. Nice from Darder, but Sergio Roberto couldn't stop. Free kick Espanyol.
Again, tries one of those wonderful slaloming runs, but just failing. Well played, Sergi Darder. 34-year-old now, the number 25. He's been around the block. Started with Espanyol as a youth. Ex-Malaga player in Lyon. And it's nice when they come back home.
You ever wish you could have gone back to Newcastle?
Sure. Every footballer thinks nice to be back where you started, for sure.
Many think that for Messi that might mean a trip back to Newell's Old Boys before it's all said and done, but just as soccer fans hope that that's a ways down the pipeline.
And a little rough by Busquets' high standards with some of his passes so far. Seems to be an aberration sometimes, but shows he's human.
Iniesta with a bite to the back of Granero.
Good ball.
Driven across, just over Moreno, still loose. David Lopez can't get it because Iniesta in the way.
Victor Sanchez, the number 4, who nearly makes big contact with this one, Phil. It's a beautiful ball sent into the danger area, and I'm sure it's Victor that is just a touch away from meeting there, right? It's unlucky for the Parakeets.
Only about 5'8", 5'9". Needed just an extra inch. Down goes Iniesta, and it looks like he might have landed on his knee. Maybe a collision as well.
Good turn.
Rakitic in the way, but it rockets off to Aaron Martin. The homegrown left back can't get past Piqué. Sergio Roberto with the mistouch in the corner, and now a follow-up yellow card coming. And Victor Sanchez walking away, but it looks like it's Jordi Alba who is boiling over at the moment. Not too happy with the treatment of Don Andres.
And that's the payback there, is supplied with Victor Sanchez, who's reaching to get the ball. Seemed to be fair and square when Iniesta had it.
The Chicago way.
But there was a collision after the ball was stabbed away, and that little clash of knees or whatever it was sent the illusionista down, and Jordi Alba gets his revenge in quickly.
70th Copa del Rey appearance for Iniesta today, tying Xavi on Barca's all-time mark. In for Rakitic. Asked questions about what color his hair actually is at the moment, because it seems to change as the light changes. He says you can just call it whatever you want.
Call it Jim.
I think he's just glad Ernesto keeps calling it. He's probably been the biggest benefactor of the arrival of Ernesto Valverde.
Certainly, he's been a wonderful player for many years, of course, the Croatian international, and arrived with a lot of expectations, and he provided the goods. But you're right, Phil, he is one of many players who have found resurgent confidence and form under Ernie Valverde.
Alba another. Here's Messi. Looking for him. Nodded back for Vidal. Settles, shoots off Hermoso, and out for the corner.
Yeah. Cannot step through it first time, and one touch, and then the window is slammed shut right here by the diving in of the ex-Real Madrid man, Mario Hermoso. And that one would have been testing Pau Lopez.
All the fans showing their support as we head to the final 5 minutes. The count going around the new camp. Iniesta just off target. Iniesta remains, although Mascherano leaving. Mascherano, just over 200 games during his time with Barcelona, but it's so much more than the 8 years that he spent, Ray. Had a nice little photo shoot before the match with Mascherano and all of the trophies that he has helped Barcelona win. Almost 20 of them over those years. Messi, a little bit of a pullback, said the assistant, Roberto Diaz. Busquets suggesting an eye doctor.
The arms come up on the player, and fair enough, it may not be an awful lot there, but if that's going against Lionel, this crowd would be complaining.
This is the 19th matchup in a two-legged affair between these two city rivals. Espanyol have only won 5 of them, and they have not advanced past Barcelona since 1961. Suarez pinballing in the corner.
Well, Mark Navarro reaches in first into Luis, but then again, bit of payback.
Suarez.
Not much civility between these neighbours.
Still in play. Off of Suarez and out. It'll be a throw in deep. Well, we've seen Kluivert and Thuram, Saviola, De La Peña, Temudo, and all of the legends looking on. I have a feeling they'll be sticking around till the final whistle, because this one is still up in the air. Barcelona came in with the ticket in hand. Barcelona has taken it away, but it's only by a goal. Javi Fuego back for Hermoso. Wide for Martin. In for Lopez. Under pressure. Fuego back, and they'll retreat. By the way, Ray, there was also some news earlier today that might have a bit of a North American tilt. Young Montreal Impact phenom Balut Tabla, who played nearly 20 games last year in his rookie season, bought by Barcelona and assigned to their Barcelona B squad, the first Canadian in FC Barcelona history, and they signed him to a 3-year deal with an option for 2 more and a buyout clause that could go up to $75 million.
You never mentioned the club.
Oh, Montreal.
Montreal. The Impact. Well done, lads.
Making an impact. Balut Tabla, keep an eye. Now, there are several Americans there, but they're in La Masia at the moment. The oldest are at the Juvenil B. But wouldn't count out Tabla maybe even making an appearance in next year's Copa del Rey. And if he gets off to a good start at Barca B, maybe even before this year is out.
Take your time, Phil. Take it easy.
I mean, who's in his way? You got Coutinho and Messi and
he's still
piece
in
of cake.
The shell. He'll come out soon enough and fluff his feathers. But congratulations.
Born in the Ivory
done,
Coast.
Montreal Impact.
We were asking, how did they spot him? Sure. Montreal hopes it's not the last. Granero, who has been a bit reckless so far today. Another collision. And Iniesta not even taking the hand that was offered. 45th minute. Vidal tries to sweep it around Granero, now far side. Up the line for Moreno. And Vidal again. This might be the best we've seen Vidal since he arrived. Messi against Dardenne. Whirling his way free.
Sending his shadow the wrong way again, Lionel. Lucky shadow. Wow.
In. Touched and wide. Pau Lopez just got there.
Fabulous singing pass from Buzzi. Again, this pass, it's like a hypodermic needle. It's accurate. accurate penetrative. Again, blink of a bee's eye, he's just level. And this one, can it be tucked in past Pau Lopez, who spreads himself as much as he can.
Luis Suarez.
Great ball from Busquets.
Mind boggled by Busquets' pass. No chance to get there. Iniesta again. Fierce defense. Impeded, but not enough, said the referee. And now a chance, again, looking for that magic goal.
But numbers.
Granero for Moreno. Touched by Piqué, and just in case, slapped away.
Piqué as he intercepts this pass before it arrives at his target. And his continual telescopic legs of his offside. But Piqué doesn't know that and covers up beautifully.
Before Moreno could pounce. And again, it wouldn't have counted. But as you said, Piqué just had to take care of business. And the first half is in the books. 1 minute of added time. Nail-biting time for Espanyol. Can they hold on and keep it close and get that magic goal? Messi and Suarez putting Barcelona in the driver's seat. It's 2-1 Barca on aggregate. Halftime of the second leg in the Copa del Rey.
It's maybe
need another goal, you think?
The next goal for certain will have an effect on Valverde things, but and there again, you know, do you risk a player coming in off the bench and cold claims, keep them for the weekend? We'll see.
Second half underway. Baptistao for Darder. More an attack look from Espanyol as they need a goal. Baptistao will join Moreno up front. Phil Shane and Ray Hudson with you. Nacho Garcia, Jaime Macias on our Spanish language side. And I think we were saying Ter Stegen in the first half, just by habit. One world-class blonde goalkeeper.
That's right.
For the other.
Excuse me.
We were so focused in on Mascherano. Blinded, I guess. Maybe we could blame Rakitic's hair, but Pau Lopez on the other side, very busy.
Certainly, Silason's been very much in his rocking chair, other than that one direct blast.
Headed away by Hermoso.
And his defense doing a wonderful job, as is the midfield. Keeping possession is half of that defense.
Off to the near side, Vidal, who's been playing well today for Barca, more than well. Messi in the middle. Off to Iniesta.
Oh, what a ball.
Outside of the boot, caressed into Alba's path, but he can't drop it back, double teamed. Well, the way things stand, Barcelona will be going to the semifinals of the Copa del Rey, but a solitary goal from Espanyol would change that. 1-0 at home on the late goal from the youngster Melendo. 2-0 here, Suarez and Messi, but should Espanyol score again, they would be tied on aggregate at 2, and Espanyol would advance on the away goals. So I'm sure that's something that was drilled into Valverde's head by his assistants, and he passed it on to the team as though they didn't know already.
Yeah, I think they'll have said, yeah, we know.
A third goal makes things a lot calmer.
For sure. And Melendo, of course, sitting on the bench, waiting for his entrance. See if he would haunt Barcelona yet again.
Marc Roca, who came up through La Masia, also looked good off the bench in the first leg. And then they have Sergio Garcia, who has scored goals and caused problems for Barcelona for years. Another player that played a decade at La Masia, but really got his start at Zaragoza and Betis, and then the spotlight at Espanyol. Fans wanted a foul, but none coming. Suarez slow to get up.
Well, you talk about the bench, Phil. I mean, really, for Espanyol, there's some real danger there with fresh legs to come in as Barcelona start to hit the stamina record, and we'll see how they hold on. third goal for Barcelona. As you rightfully point out, it'd be a big insurance policy to put this game to bed, but this is what Quique Sanchez Flores was hoping, to keep it tight. That second goal has really stung them, of course. But danger on the bench for Espanyol.
There is danger as well for Barcelona. Paco Alcácer is back. Paulinho, who has been phenomenal in his debut season, and then Coutinho as an attacking option. Suarez does get the whistle this time.
Starting to be a bit sick of it. Naldo's saying there's more of that to come from. You better get used to it. He's had it all game long. WWF. And Barcelona players say final.
Now Lopez, the 23-year-old, 13 years the junior of Diego Lopez, who came out strong in the first meeting. Messi from an angle.
Yeah, how Lopez knows expect the unexpected here.
Drives it in, glances. Oh! Busquets caught unawares.
The ball comes right off Navarro, Phil. It takes a bit of a deflection from Navarro, and Busquets not able to react.
Sergio Roberto, but in his lunge could not keep it in. Granero had a bit of an off game today, the former Madridista. There is Sillissen. Apologies to our Dutch fans.
Absolutely. He's been absolutely tremendous as well in this King's Cup run, and you're going to be sticking with him no matter what. And he's been a real good soldier for Barcelona. I remember many times at all, Phil, where he's let the team down. Been really tremendous backup goalkeeper.
Change of pace for Batistao. Gets the shot away, but Piqué forced him wide and weak. Now up comes Busquets. Espanyol needs to worry still more about the defense. Off the back of Martin.
Oh,
David Lopez can't get it through. Hustling over Suarez against Hermoso. And a collision deep. Now Luis Suarez has a caution.
And this was really unnecessary with a referee like this gambling. He's had a lot of tug of wars, especially with Naldo, and this is a bit of a payback here, coming right through the player, no intention of playing the ball. Just a bit of a rush of blood there by Suarez. He has that great defending again from Piqué, coming right across and doing his job really well.
Messi, Suarez, and Alba carrying cautions from the first half, and Espanyol would certainly take a huge shot of confidence if they can go a man up, especially if it's Suarez or Messi that exits. Near side throw in Sergio Roberto, and loosening up the lad from Liverpool. Just a brand new dynamic. How is that going to shake up Barca? But Valverde, maybe he should get the title of master chef, because making everything work. Touched away again by Arron. Up the line, Batistao. Piqué rides it out. Again, that thank you to Javier Mascherano emblazoned on the far side of the pitch. Barcelona would like to make sure it's capped off with a victory. They've won this title more than anyone. A long-time rivalry with Athletic. Valverde quite familiar with how they view this tournament, but they've pulled away in recent years and looking for their 30th. Messi, a burst of speed around David Lopez. Gets rid of it in the middle for Suarez. Knocked down, pops up. Up steps Hermoso to spank it back to midfield. Madrid-born youngster spent a dozen years at La Fábrica before moving over to Espanyol this season. Intercepted Lopez, now Batistao. Tackled away Busquets, but he didn't get it all. Victor Sanchez, the young captain, across the middle, but Iniesta, the old man, is there.
This is a great example of how delicate Barcelona's web of invention is. It's Rakitic who gives a slack ball away right here, and then the blue and whites are off like a teenager in a hot rod. They're stretched out Barcelona, but Espanyol can't make them pay. But again, it's always the same with Barca. Whatever edition you watch, it's risk and rewards, but the passes have got to be pinpoint accurate.
High in the air from Granero. Umtiti comes underneath it.
Good header.
Now Busquets at the top of the box. Rakitic away. Iniesta switches field on the fly. Messi will haul it down. Four men with him. Espanyol back. Messi himself and just wide.
Then defying logic and defying everything in the game. The only way only he can, sees his targets inside, sees the defense and uses them as his reference point for the inside of the post. And this one is probably going in. Amazingly, this one touched around the post by Pau Lopez. Oh man, it would have been triggering against the big white skinny friend of the goalkeeper either way.
Driven in, cleared away. Back for Vidal. In for Busquets. Barca stretching left and right. And again, that aggregate in favor of Barca, but one Espanyol goal would switch things. Kissed wide by Vidal. Gets it back. But sliding over quickly Hermoso. Cut out by Rakitic. Poked away from Iniesta. Victor Sanchez, who grew up in Andres Iniesta's shadow, casting one there himself. Long ball from Navarro goes awry. Nice check back by Messi. Out comes Pau. Awkward bounce, and he's just grateful to put it into touch. Lopez spending last year on loan at White Hart Lane, but now back to Espanyol. Suarez trying to curl along that offside line. Just trickles across.
Good judgment there by Jordi Alba. I was going to hold up on the line, but he knew better.
And control. Roberto into the box. Tries to blast it through Hermoso.
Good effort to try to find Suarez on that back post, trying to pass it around, and you can see Sergio Roberto felt as if that window had opened for a split second. Just got cannoned off.
Deflected cross, but well covered Espanyol. Quique Sanchez Flores has done a good job getting this Espanyol side composed.
Sure. Yeah, right from the start of the season. I saw them play some wonderful football in defeat, Phil, in defeat.
But that's been the key,
They were very, very unfortunate and literally just damn unlucky to not get the full points against good teams. Well played.
Messi leaning left, wide for Iniesta.
Magic.
Goes around, then chips it across, but Vidal was in the middle. And touch Vidal. Got away with a little bit of a bump, and they get the ball right back. Talk about impressive in defeat, but too many defeats, Ray. 8 of them. They're 14th in the table.
Sure. Oh, also, look out!
But right to the magic man. Lopez, the masked man, steals it away. Batistao and Umtiti. One-man roadblock.
Take a look at the touch that he wins this by as well. Wonderful little back heel touch.
Naldo misses it. Navarro doesn't.
This crowd having a serious love affair and a growing one with Umtiti. And yeah, the crowd shouting his name in a very distinctive way.
"30 minutes remain."
Nice.
Got away from Vidal. Granero again frozen. Oh, trying the behind the back. Down goes Vidal and Granero's tackle. And that should be a card.
Again, no theatrics from Mateo Lajos. Just a presentation of the yellow peril. Magic from Sergi.
Lunged in.
Yeah, leaving his feet as well. That is always going to be an invite for the referees nowadays.
Paulinho getting set to check in, and as impressive as his debut season has been, with Coutinho's arrival, it probably knocks him down a peg. Touchback for Messi. Has Sergi out wide. Looks for Suarez, but Suarez was looking for it too soon. First half, Ray, Espanyol only 26% possession. Whatever Quique Sanchez Flores said about getting more of the ball at halftime, it hasn't worked. They're down to 16%. And all they need is one shot to go in. Smart play by the Brazilian. Batistao grew up with Neymar at Santos as a youngster, and a very promising player who has never quite caught fire. In for Batistao with Atletico for a while, loaned out 3 times. Says he was bumped by Umtiti. Roberto Diaz says, nice try. Just a push, but
it's a foul. No need for the hands to be on, and was there? Well played, Alex Vidal. Wonderful orchestrator of the first pass, and he was as accurate as one of the old knife throwers at the circus, with his imperious ball into Suarez, getting a very warm reception as he leaves the battleground, as Paulinho gets an even greater response.
Well, this will shake things up a bit. Would imagine Rakitic will slide over to cover that right side. Maybe a bit more of a 4-3-3 look for the final half hour. Chipped into the corner. Sanchez couldn't bring it down. And now, if there is a man you want on your side, if you're Espanyol, Sergio Garcia would be right up there towards the top of the list.
I'll say, full of threat, ingenuity, still got the pace, the worry, still got the killer touch inside of the box, the ex-Barca man. ...40 goals for Espanyol.
Glances down, and Granero can't believe his luck, but then it whistles past. He brings that down. It's 2v1. One beat and a chant in the stands. Barcelona fans dreaming of a semi-final bid. Now far side. Alba drops it back. Suarez tightroping on that far side line. Cuts to the middle. But Javi Fuego was there.
Tries to play like a cannon 1-2 off of Mark Navarro here, and he nearly gets away with it. Take a look. He knows he's locked up here, so he tries to angle through and nearly gets away with it. Good bit of skill.
Granero will exit, and in comes Garcia. Actually got his start with Barcelona, but only 9 appearances before he moved on. More than a century's worth with Espanyol, their arch rivals. Smart play from Busquets.
Make it sound like it's a failure to play 9 times for Barcelona, Phil.
Especially when you're just a teenager.
There you go, well said.
So 2 jokers on the table from Quique Sanchez Flores. Piqué looming, which means a pass off defensively. Philippe Coutinho loosening up, and he's taking the penny off. It looks like he's about ready to come in from the corner. Just missing the charging Paulinho. Maybe Iniesta. This is about the time of game that Valverde rests him. Although again, Suarez carrying a caution. And I guess one thing, you know, they won't have to play Real Madrid in the semifinals. Titi lets it carry.
Central defenders very assured, rock solid at the back. There's this very expensive footballer and extremely talented footballer is about to make his dream bow.
And in some ways fitting, considering the day, honoring the man that used to wear that number, Javi Lopez.
Got numbers in the box.
Nicely. Soft touch from Martin.
Good
driven
ball.
Across Garcia. The overhead try. Moreno, and he might have taken it off the head of
Fabulous
Batistao.
play by Garcia out wide. I told you it'd be dangerous. Spanish international. Run dictates the pass. Beautiful flight into fabulous territory. And Gerard Moreno goes lovely jubbly and maybe just took the off of the head of the late arriving Sanchez. Easy, Phil, man. He's okay.
Not your shin. Fuego apologizing. I don't think he saw Busquets there, but he did get him. Play on the advantage. Javi Lopez tries to parry it away, and it is Espanyol ball. Fans maybe wanting a little card for that tackle. They're not going to get it. Philippe Coutinho, the 25-year-old from Rio, making his Barcelona debut for Andres Iniesta.
Well, a poignant passing of the cards, and maybe, just maybe, the passing of the baton of the cerebral dictatorship of Barcelona. But let me add, no matter how good Coutinho plays, and there's great things expected of him, eclipsing this genius, this wonderful pale-faced assassin, is almost mission impossible. But he will certainly want to leave a special mark in his future with the Blaugrana. Started out at Vasco da Gama in his young days before travelling to Italy, of course, and then on to where he got world-renowned acclaim with Liverpool, but we did games for him when he was at this club that he's facing, Phil, for Espanyol, and he showed his razzle-dazzle, certainly, in those few games that we covered. Remember it distinctly. I didn't think that he'd ever fetch the king's ransom that he has done. Can he live up to it?
Well, Javier Mascherano played 334 matches with Barcelona. Iniesta 651 and counting. And Coutinho, number 1.
Looking like a duck taking to water here.
Well, back for Titi.
Not overly elaborate with it, keeping it clean and sharp in his early touches. This game still within Espanyol's reach. This tie. And the draw will be made tomorrow.
Correct. Who you got? Valencia looked pretty good. Sevilla under Montella seems to have woken.
Very, very much an improving side, the Sevilla team.
No one's going to want to face Garitano's Leganés.
It's just going to the left. Nice ball.
And it will. Fans buzzing. Coutinho bumped. Down he goes. 16 games with Espanyol.
Two quicker feet. The razzle and the dazzle. And it absolutely hypnotizes Victor Sanchez, who steps through.
Sanchez joining Espanyol in some ways in place of Coutinho. They passed in the night as Coutinho went to Anfield. Messi, 1 goal to his name. 2 in the wall, maybe make that 3. Coutinho lurking at the top of the box. Messi going for that corner, but it sails on him. They still have Melendo available, as well as Marc Roca. 2 midfielders. No Piatti today. That would have also caused a few extra problems, but Espanyol still in it. 72nd minute. Flipped on by Messi. Coutinho challenges, but no. And Titi heads it away. Missed by Busquets. Fuego. And then the pass from Sanchez goes awry. In the center, Roberto touched wide for Rakitic. Roberto staying upfield in that central channel. Messi in midair tried to flip it on for Coutinho, but a player down behind the play, and it's Suarez. Garcia in the book.
Aye.
Landing right on the ankle.
Yeah, nothing too malicious in the approach from Sergio Garcia, and certainly not that type of player to really leave it in. The landing is unfortunate as much as anything. As they say, the follow through, he tries to block it, he's not looking at anything else than the flight of the ball, but it's behind Suarez, which certainly raises the suspicion. But I'd be surprised if that player was malicious in that regard.
It did seem to roll the ankle a bit, but
he's taking his hits all game long. Suarez, he's fended off Naldo, and this one was a real stinger.
Again, just part of the game. That's why no real arguments from Suarez or his boss. Sanchez Flores looking on. After this matchup, Espanyol back to league play with a trip to Leganés. Probably not a bad time to take them on. They might still be partying. That's on Sunday. Coutinho, the soft touch, but then a hard one. David Lopez back for Naldo. Busquets back to Naldo. Umtiti, the bump from behind. Still one substitute left for Valverde as well. Yeremina, the debutant, waiting, but you, especially in a match this close, tend not to make defensive substitutions. Lunging tackle, not once but twice from Fuego.
Well won by Sergio Roberto after seeing the Brazilian trying to keep the passes going.
Messi just not quite enough, but he might have measured that. Steals it back. Coutinho on it for Suarez. Slapped away. Rakitic, he's denied.
Magnificent. Paul Lopez. This wonderful exhibition of the Catalonia international. Paul Lopez. Messi. If he continues to dance, he gets this, feeds it to Philippe. A beautiful right pass, immediately delivered, and puts it on a golden altar for Suarez, who fills his pants. And Rakitic cannot finish it off because of that wonderful athleticism from the goalkeeper. Brilliant, not once, but twice.
Coutinho from the corner. Umtiti in the air, but it's off his thigh. With the defense pushed forward, a chance now. Garcia. Little touch from Batistao. They'll settle for the throw-in.
Wow.
Fans thought it went the other way, but Mateo Lajos saw a touch. And as you said, he's used to getting yelled at.
A wonderful settlement and instant identifying of the right pass by Coutinho, and a bad miss by Suarez.
Titi knew he didn't have much time.
The first one was a real poor miss by anybody's standards, but there's the Brazilian coffee house tricks coming out there. Beautiful by Coutinho.
Hermoso with the touch. Now flipped into the middle. Batistao.
Well won.
Piqué over the top. Falls for Fuego, but either the push or the hand, one way or the other.
Again, rough as a badger's backside with that finish, Phil, and usually they're systematically struck home. Ah, magic!
Messi held, and that will be a caution.
Again, Messi, incredible run, better balance in a one-legged man trying to stand up in a hammock here. When we look at this again, he draws them in. Look at the blue shirts, beats them, emasculates them, and the only way to stop him is to do this or to net him.
Final 10 minutes approach. Barcelona knows they can't relax. They need a third goal just to give themselves some insurance, some breathing room. Messi measures, delivers, cleared away by Lopez, and a whistle in the box offside. Ray mentioned 16 matches for Coutinho back in his Espanyol days. He came in as a loanee in the second half of the season.
Offside.
He did play a derby against Barcelona.
Take a look at this. Absolutely, astonishingly enchanting, bewitching, bewildering.
On that derby day, Messi even more so. Scored 4 goals to beat Espanyol and Coutinho back on May 5th of 2012. And I think that's probably the day Coutinho said, I want to be on the other side. Up the middle, Messi. 3. Coutinho tries to clear. Actually, Alba escapes, eludes. Paulinho keeps it alive.
Strong.
Now Coutinho back the other way. That draws a round of applause.
I tell you, what is this drawing the round of applause as much as anything is the fact that he's not overly elaborate with it. He's playing it simple when needs, but then when he's got an equation to be solved, he can.
From distance, and not wide by much.
And the electric factory of Camp Nou, always illuminated by Messi. Oh.
By a shadow.
The softness of touch, and then the intricacy. Always the head raised and the neck like an owl. The great marks of a tremendous player. Here's another one of them.
Spinning away, Busquets. Of course, Ray, Barcelona famously brought in one Brazilian to try and strengthen this team and build for the future. And in all honesty, Neymar started conservatively as well, although you could kind of sense him pushing at the leash the last couple.
Play.
Coutinho in for Suarez, drives it wide.
Nice little dish-off pass as well by Coutinho, and then he continues his run. Take a look, wanting this ball fed back into feet. And Suarez says, I see you, I don't think I need you.
Ray, Coutinho, a different position, a little bit more interior, a little bit more of a provider than a finisher, but even when it comes to free kicks, he's a pretty good weapon himself.
Oh, I'll see.
Do you see any problems in the dressing room or on the field, as might have been evident with the last Brazilian?
Short answer is to it, not at all. But only time will tell. Certainly his personality doesn't seem as if it's too focused around ego from Coutinho.
Paulinho, touch of modesty himself.
Hey.
Coutinho to Messi, triple teamed. Fans whistling, the referee's not. Aron. Rakitic over quickly, but Lopez make that Garcia. Threads it forward. Batistao to the middle. Oh! A bump in the box from Alba. No, says the referee. Up quickly Moreno, and it's banged away for a corner. I think he's saying two. You got away with two dives, perhaps.
Well, this was massive threat here. Brilliant breakaway through Batistao. Oh, Phil, this one was really close.
And he could have even called it just outside the box where the contact started.
Oh.
There is no video review this year. Whipped across. Moreno sends it back the other way.
Bad touch from Suarez again.
Scrambling back Sanchez.
Still living dangerously, Barcelona. Plenty time on the clock. You wonder how much they'll regret that incredible miss of Suarez earlier, Phil, when you see chances like that created from Espanyol.
Now Paulinho's going to go in the book for protesting.
You learn that. You cannot spit your verbals at these Spanish referees like that. And he'll have been warned. Sometimes emotions get carried away. Take a look. There's the pull down, unquestionably.
Take another look.
Quick enough. But the downstairs, which way we cannot see, is he going down ahead of the touch by Alba? Very close either way.
But again, if that would have been called a penalty, that's how close Barcelona is to being knocked out of this competition.
Certainly is Mateo Lajos in perfect position, looking right down the barrel of that shotgun there that nearly blew, exploded in Barcelona's face.
Ball launched forward. Umtiti again builds a wall, trying to flip it on Batistao, but it falls for Paulinho. Just to give you an idea, in all competitions, Mateo has whistled for 7 penalties this year.
Bad giveaway by Roberto there, thinking he could beat that last defender, could not.
Aron, Piqué. Still one sub, and they have the mighty Oscar Melendo on the bench.
Lovely turn, lovely touch, and again.
Paulinho with help out wide. And it is Coutinho. In for Suarez. Poke free Naldo. Coutinho to Suarez. Naldo with an extra swipe.
Now Coutinho is drawing him in, Phil, knowing that that little touch is coming on, and the crowd responding.
Both center
getting
backs.
Naldo a little bit of a rub of his nose in the dew.
Both center backs for Espanyol with yellows right now. Can't afford to get another. 85th minute approaches. Barca holding on to the golden ticket to the semis gingerly.
Oh, just pulled up a little ahead of this pass. Beautiful skeleton key pass this by Coutinho. Here's the danger. There's a push, there's a tug, and then he holds up his arms as if saying, I'm not touching him. Oh, I tell you, Phil, that one was close.
They've kept it close. 85th minute, 5 and change to go.
As this game starts to see the end of the full 90 minutes, it's Espanyol, as much as Barcelona, that's really started to come out and threaten.
They leave themselves exposed at the back, though.
Gotta take the chance.
Messi hurdles over Sergio Garcia. Into the middle to Paulinho. Time ticking. 12 shots to 4. 2 goals to none. But as you see, the aggregate 2-1. Final sub getting set to check in. And it's going to be Melendo. Is there magic in the boots again? Hermoso mentioned he's got a yellow. Mateo Laos not eager to pull out another one. And it is going to be for Victor Sanchez. The captain will exit. Passing it off to Pau Lopez for the moment. That double save by the Espanyol keeper just a few moments back, keeping Espanyol in this. Melendo, the 20-year-old homegrown player, started with Espanyol when he was 5 years of age.
He showed his quality in that leg at Espanyol, Phil, with a quality finish.
Tamudo checking the texts. Maybe someone has an answer. It was his debut goal for Espanyol. Quickly back
danger again.
To Fuego. At midfield, a foul, and now Espanyol halfway there. Would guess maybe 3 minutes. 4 would be a luxury to be added. And TT challenging into the corner it goes. Alba just blasts it up the line. Settled by Coutinho, but couldn't control. Navarro double teamed. Fuego back to Naldo. Messi was challenging and he forces the errant pass. Suarez tried to guide it to Paulinho. Busquets over. Slip of the feet by Moreno, giving chase. Rakitic to the middle. Diving header off woodwork. Messi can't beat the post.
Magisterial pass from the Croatian international. This is again absolutely amazing. In the passing lane that again does not exist. This time it is found beautifully with a swerving, curving pass that is off the charts by Rakitic, and Messi clangs it up against the goalkeeper's upright. Tremendous diving header, but what a pass was, well, again, kaleidoscopic eyes from Rakitic.
Played back to Pau Lopez. 3 saves on the day for the Espanyol keeper and 1 for his friend. Those, as a goalkeeper, the times where you think nice you might play. Just win. If Messi's header hits the net, Barcelona's printing the t-shirts.
Held up his run until Rakitic could finally adjust and recalibrate himself. And then he detonates a pass that is a work of art.
Paulinho.
Nicely.
To Messi. And also leaning in. Fans want another yellow, and they're not alone. Well, mentioned he's pointed to the spot 7 times, but only 1 red card in league play this season for Mateo.
And then he's just about to have a 1-on-2, and for Messi, there's our Vegas odds that he would have been cashing in on in all likelihood.
Well, they will not get the advantage, but they do get the ball, and they bleed the clock to added time just seconds from now. Roberto for Busquets. They'll drop it back and spin it around. Piqué with Roberto. Little bump, just 3 minutes added. 3 minutes left for Espanyol to find the goal that would move them on at Barcelona's expense. And now someone from the Barca bench has been tossed. And it's Jose Ramon de la Fuente, the goalkeeper coach, who's peeking up above the tunnel. Piqué. Oh, Messi. Or is that Coutinho?
Yeah, take a look at this from the bird's eye view, and again, lucky birds. Messi takes it all into account, sees this ball flighted, an incredible pint of beer into a shot glass. Amazing ball.
Rakitic soars, Suarez settles, Messi drives. 4v4 if they hurry. Fuego trying to slow him down, and does. Messi could just pull it back, and he will. Into the final 2 minutes. Coutinho all the way back for Umtiti. Oh, almost. On the turn. The new man, Coutinho, for Rakitic. Tries to return it. Tackled away, it'll be a corner, and Barcelona can chop this down even more. Gomes off the bench, another substitute to bleed the clock. They're almost home.
This crowd absolutely reveling in this cameo debut by Coutinho. His touches, the shrewdness, and the decisions that he's been making. Absolutely fabulous, and they will save some thunderous applause for this wonderful Croatian international. It's had a dynamite game. He bedazzled with his passes. His tenacity is always there. His work rate is always indomitable, indefatigable. But a footballer is he.
Maybe checking to see if they can get tickets to the semi. Barcelona seconds away. In for Coutinho. In the corner, wins another corner. More time off the clock. And that might well do it. The final appearance for Mascherano. The first for Coutinho. It's going to go throw in for Espanyol 114 yards away. Do they have the time? Gomes back, launched forward, and that is going to do it. Suarez and Messi with the goals. Coutinho appears, and Barcelona stays alive in the race for their 30th Copa del Rey.
Kings Cup semi-finalists again, and well deserved, well fought Espanyol. Quique Sanchez Flores, man.